everybody. This is Justin Squires. I'm the founder of Limitless TrueVibe, a Discord centered around discovering electronic artists. And today with us, we have Daniel Gaster, also known as buhlü. So, how are you doing today, Daniel?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
for sure, for sure. Yeah. So, hey, buhlü, people that are new to the project, new to your music, how would you describe it and the intention behind the project?
Yeah, it's always a hard question because I feel like the music is kind of like adjacent to a lot of genres. Like it can kind of fit into bass music, but it's not like pure bass music. It can fit into more kind of like ambient chill out, but it's not quite that because it's a little more rhythmically driven. Um, but yeah, my goal is to kind of just share moments of my life through sound. With a combination of like field recordings or just personal experiences in music.
Yeah, that sounds really nice, actually. And I hear that a lot through your newest album, the Bittersweet Beauty of Solitude, which, by the way, is a gorgeous, gorgeous album. I love it. It turned out fantastic. Can you tell me a little bit about that project?
Yeah, that one that was kind of my first proper release. It took me a few years to write that and was originally created as a series of EPs that I was planning to release, and then that kind of um, formed into one cohesive piece of work. And it stems from this idea, like the bittersweet beauty of solitude. That concept stems from I've spent a lot of time traveling, particularly in my 20s, but even now I spend a lot of time traveling, and I've had some really incredible experiences, particularly in nature by myself. Um, and when you have those moments, it's like the thing that you wish you could do is to share them with someone. But if someone else is there, it would be a totally different experience. And so that it is in and of itself the bittersweet beauty of solitude. And the album was, yeah, it kind of stemmed out of this love experience that went a little crooked as they often do. And so the first part of that, the first four songs kind of dwell on that. And then the next piece was written here in Portland, and was just the music that I really needed to listen to on a hard day or when I was going for a walk. It's just the music that I needed. And then the third part is kind of a sense of catharsis and of opening up and of release. And there's still kind of elements of the first two parts that linger, but it's like a moving through and an unstuckness.
So, who would you say are some of your biggest influences? It can be an artist, it can be environment, anything.
It's kind of a hard question because it's pretty wide. I mean, like Pink Floyd is the greatest band of all time, so I'd put that out there. Tipper, who's an absolute sonic genius. But lately, things more along the lines of like Teebs, who is just an incredible artist who just does such a good job of layering tones and textures in this really beautiful way. Um, I think for a long time I was trying to chase the, I guess, more like perfect sound of, say, Tipper or that whole kind of genre of electronic music, that's really trying to like dial in the mix to perfection and dial in every little piece. And um, lately I've been finding a lot of inspiration in the artifacts or the accidents or just like the imperfections. And rather than trying to get rid of them, trying to lean into them.
Hey, so you mentioned that you were traveling a lot recently and touring, I saw. So, would you mind telling people about that a little bit?
Yeah, I was playing, got to play quite a few really cool shows this summer, a couple of which took me to Australia. So I was playing Dragon Dreaming Festival in Australia, which
Hmm.
I wanted to get out to for a while, and is just an absolutely beautiful event. I got to play like a 90-minute sunset on Saturday night on this
Oh,
beautiful like lakeside stage that had waterfalls coming down the front of it, and I mean it was just really the production there was amazing, and it was a really great event. And that set is on my website now as well. It's a dream themed set, so it's got interviews I did with people about their dreams and chops of Alan Watts talking about his dreams and all of these
oh,
things. I like tell a bit of a story about dreams. Uh,
oh.
but yeah, that was a really fun experience, and I got to play with Spoonbill in Sydney, and it was great. And now I have no shows on the horizon. I'm just here to go in full hermit mode and make music.
Just focus on the music. I like it. So, are there any funny stories or tales from the road that you can tell?
Um, Funny stories or tales. I did see. I did get to. I woke up at sunrise one day to record the sound of the birds at that festival. They've got some pretty cool birds in Australia, and was just going for this hike and saw this kangaroo with its baby, maybe as far away as the wall
Hmm.
behind me, and they saw me, and the baby just like went in the little pouch of the and then they hopped off. So that was pretty cool.
Didn't want you to kidnap the child,
Yeah, I
huh?
guess not. But I stayed far enough away. I'm not trying to get kicked in the head.
So I was going through your website a little bit. I noticed there's a tab for videos and it looks pretty abundant actually. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that's part of the next phase of this project here, which is I've been traveling with a field recorder for the last 10 years, 15 years, and recording sounds everywhere I go. And I'm trying to expand that out into video. So what I'll be doing is recording both audio and video in a particular place and creating a song with a visual component that goes to that music all from one place to create kind of a yeah, to capture as best as I possibly can, just like a moment and share that with people. So yeah, that's another thing that I'm working on. It's there's lots of, irons in the fire.
No, it sounds good. And for a lot of people listening, I recommend clicking the video tab, going down into it because there's a lot in there and it's beautiful scenery. I highly recommend it.
Thank you.
So for everybody listening, I want to point out his website is buhlumusic.com. I recommend everybody checks it out. It's a lot of cool scenery and videos on there, music. Yeah. But I saw that you're part of something called the Beverage Collective. And I was
Yeah.
wondering if you would tell people what that is and the influences behind that.
Yeah, Beverage Collective is a really fun project for me and some friends. It's a pretty light-hearted music making experience. It's me, Pacific Patterns, Underbelly, and as of recently, Nowhere the Boy as well. And yeah, it just started a few years ago here. We all live in Portland, and we started hanging out and making dinner and making beats. And we've only released one track so far because we're slackers and we all have our own shit that we're working on. Um, but it's a really, I think there's something really valuable in collaboration, and I would encourage everybody to collaborate with as many people as they can, because I think that's where the learning is, at least for me. Just getting to watch other people operate and what they pull from and what they're more inclined to do in a moment, and the way that they just like think about engaging with
Mm.
sounds and what they're inspired by. I think it's incredible, and I've definitely learned by far the most for making music with those guys. Also, if you haven't checked out Underbelly's YouTube channel, You Suck at Producing, highly recommend it. It's like he's
Oh,
on the level.
oh, I've definitely seen it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's taught me a few things just through that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pretty well known, I think, right? So, but no, that's cool. That's cool that you guys all, are a part of something bigger. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so, with that said, if you had a dream collaboration that you wanted to do, who would that be?
I mean, the inclination is to say Tipper, because he's like bass music Jesus as far as I'm concerned. He's just like the best in a lot of realms, and I feel like I could learn the most. But Teebs would be way up there. I'm just very curious about how he chooses sounds and how he layers them. Shigeto is amazing. Shlomo. Um, yeah, I mean, really anybody though. Like, honestly, I think that everybody, like Ableton is this just blank slate when you open
Mhm.
it and when you start to learn it, and everybody's path to learning it is so different. Um, and we can all pull from the same tools. We can all use an EQ8 or a reverb or whatever, but
Mhm.
the way that we use them can be really different, and how we're inspired and how we just think about going about creating in that black hole is really different. And so I think you can learn from collaborating with just about anybody.
Mm. Now, you mentioned Ableton a couple times now, so I'm curious, have you ever branched out and tried another DAW, or has Ableton been the one since the beginning?
Not really. I had to do stuff in Pro Tools in college and hated it. I did Pro Tools, and what was the other one? There was it's like just as clunky, and I just hated it. And then I poked around in Logic a little bit. Like, Apple bought up a bunch of the VSTs that I really like and made them like exclusive to Logic. And
Mm.
so that, a buddy of mine gave me a free version of Logic just to kind of tinker with, but I just didn't like the UI as much. I think I'm just so used to Ableton and so used to the workflow that, like, seems a little bit like a waste of time to learn a different DAW when I could just
Mhm.
learn new tools in Ableton or collaborate with new people or travel or do anything else with my life.
Yeah, no, that doesn't have to make sense. So what piece of advice would you give to new producers starting out?
Um, just be playful. Just enjoy it. Like it can be really frustrating, I think. Um, like when I started making music in Ableton, I was like, okay, like I want to get to the point where I can make the sound that's in my head. And making the sound that's in your head isn't that tight, actually. What's way cooler, in my opinion, is being able to capitalize on those happy accidents and just like listening for them and having this almost like back and forth with the computer where you're just kind of playing with things and twisting knobs and seeing what happens. It's good to know what those knobs do, but I think it's really easy when you get started to get hung up on making something really good. And that can be such a barrier to have to get through. Um, and that was a big thing, for me with Beverage Collective. That was one of the most valuable things that came out of it was like we started making music together, and I was dead set. I was like, oh man, like these are such great producers. Like we should make something really good together. And particularly Chris, Pacific Patterns, really brought this just like not giving a fuck to the project that made it so much more fun. And when I was able to lean into that, we still made really awesome stuff. Like you're gonna make cool noises. Just like enjoy the process and don't get so stuck on, what it has to be.
No, that's good advice there. Yeah, for sure. So there's a saving grace for my music, it sounds like. So no, no. All right. So yeah, as a closing thought, I guess, would you tell the listeners what's next on the horizon for buhlü? What you got going on?
Yeah, so I've got a lot of music banked right now that I wasn't releasing this summer because I was playing all these shows. So I'm trying to wrap up 3 or 4 EPs right now, and put together like a kind of release calendar for those. And then I'm working on some sample packs, which all of those are free on the website as long as people are subscribed to the mailing list. They get them for free. And those are packs of recordings that I've taken all over the world. So the one I'm working on right now is from the Tasman Sea, when I was in Tasmania, and you've got all these different ocean sounds, including underwater sounds that I recorded with this underwater microphone. And so I'm working on the sample packs a lot, working on making some songs using particular sample sets, to kind of demonstrate them, and working on the website. And I'm gonna start a new kind of side project too at the request of some friends of mine, creating like more ambient music for sleep and for massage therapists. So if that's something people are interested in, also subscribe to the mailing list on the website and go.
Yeah, for sure. No, it sounds awesome. Sounds like you have a lot going on.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, do you have anything you want to plug before we call this off?
Not really, just the website, buhlumusic.com. Sign up for the mailing list. It really, the goal there is just to get the fuck off of Instagram and Spotify and SoundCloud and all of these platforms. All my music is free on there. It's streaming in high quality. And I would encourage people, when they see other people trying to do this too, like I constantly see people post on Instagram about how terrible Spotify is, or how, how bad Instagram is because it's throttling your content or whatever. It's like support anytime you see your friend trying to do something outside of that, support it. All it takes is like a click usually, to sign up for something. And um, I think collectively we can shift away from those things.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, no, that's really good to hear. Get off social media as a whole for sure. All
And
right.
Limitless TrueVibe. Let's plug that for sure, because that's awesome.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you being a part of it for sure. Right. Like it's been growing a lot this year. So we're baby steps, right? Yeah.
It's a very cool community, man. You've got a lot of really kind and enthusiastic humans who are a part of it, and I'm happy to be there.
No, thank you. All right. Well, Daniel, thank you again. Everybody, this is the first of 2026, a reboot of the Artist Spotlight, and Daniel has been kind enough to and patient enough to let me do this. So, yeah,
Yeah.
thank you again. All right, see you.